Good morning, good day, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Welcome to my channel. My name is Alex. Today we're going to talk about the George Scott case. Have you heard about this? This has actually been an ongoing case that was a disappearance. Now it's led to a murder that has been gripping the news media right now. So let me get right down to it. So I'm going to start from the beginning and go to the end, and then I'll give some of my insight of what I think is going on. So let's just begin the story with George Scott Sr. So he played for the Boston Red Sox for a 14-year career. He hit 271 home runs. I mean, he was called the Boomer. I mean, he was on the top of his game. And as you can see in this picture, his son, George Scott III, looked up to him. He even tried to follow in his footsteps and to get into the major league as well as his father. But it didn't really work out for him. He only got into the minor leagues, and really that was about as best as he could do. Fortunately, in 2013, George Scott Sr. had passed away due to medical complications related to diabetes. Enter Lisa Hazard. This young woman, around 24 at the time, she meets George Scott III, who was around 50. Somehow they got together. They had a baby boy named Dante Hazard. In this picture, you see the home. Seems like a regular home. Neighbors are reporting. This seemed like a good family. Little Dante grew up happy, joyful, playing ball with his father. Didn't really seem to be any issue here. There's not a lot of information about their relationship or the family life being abusive of any kind. There wasn't anything about hitting or pushing, arguing by neighbors, not even by each other's families. But one day in June 2019, Lisa Hazard just disappeared. People had no idea where she had gone other than the fact that she was showing some intention in going to a rehab clinic. With her family and friends concerned, they created a Facebook page to gather information and public insight into where she may have gone. Leading up to the incident of her disappearance, it wasn't really an incident, it was just that she was acting erratically, forgetting dates, not really showing up to places where she should have been. So people were thinking maybe something was going on. Entering the story is Christy Wolgemuth, Lisa's aunt, who had been tirelessly searching for her missing niece since her last sighting in Massachusetts in early 2019. Christy made a fresh plea for information, desperately hoping to unravel the mystery surrounding Lisa's disappearance. Tragically, the story takes a devastating turn. George Scott III and their 8-year-old son, Dante, were discovered dead in what appeared to be a murder at their New Bedford home in June 2nd, 2023. This heartbreaking news prompted Christy Wolgemuth to express her anguish on social media, firmly believing that George Scott III was responsible for the deaths of her niece and great-nephew. So Christy, she took to Facebook. She said, "I will give money to people that find information. There is a reward." And then also, she was just blasting on George Scott III. No sympathy, saying this B word, took my great nephew, did all this stuff, took my niece. She was livid. There's some speculation of why George Scott did this at this time. 2 weeks prior to this incident where he offed himself, there was a search raided in his home. Perhaps he was distraught with that. While the Bristol County District Attorney has not commented on any developments regarding Lisa Hazard's case, they did provide a statement regarding George Scott III's actions. The statement revealed that George Scott III allegedly used a sharp object to end Dante's life before taking his own. However, confirmation from the medical examiner is still awaited to validate these details. So that pretty much ends it for the story thus far. The case is ongoing, especially with Lisa and George Scott's involvement in her disappearance. It's alleged, but the way that you see things, that he offed his own kid, that is very, very incriminating about what he probably had done to Lisa. I hope that she's still alive somewhere and that things are gonna turn around. But just with how things have gone, it makes me think that this guy could have had a different solution. He could have separated from Lisa. He could have done all this stuff, but I would have liked to have thought that maybe she just left. But just with these recent events, it does not seem like that's the case at all. Additionally, it was 4 years since Lisa had disappeared from the home. 4 years. Don't you think the police should have been there a little bit before then? Maybe to get a little bit of evidence in case there was some before it got destroyed or cleaned up around the house if something did happen. That is just my 2 cents with that. But for now, this video, as the case is ongoing, there will be future videos. So be sure to subscribe below. And then also like this video if it did give you some keen interest into the topic. And then also comment on any other future videos you might be interested in. All right, thank you and goodbye.